Hi, Brian Snowden here, Bassmaster's lead angler, and I'm with a fellow partner in Five Fish Lures, Bobby Albert. And you guys might know on the Ultimate Finesse jig, it's got a picture of Bobby here, and he was very instrumental with us designing this bait. And it's a bait that he used a lot and helped us develop it. I mean, you had prototypes years ago that was made by a different manufacturer just for your personal use, correct?
Yeah, this jig is probably 20 years old, but we've had it out in the Five Fish brand for 3 years now.
3 years now? And what was the reason why you wanted to make a jig? I mean, there's a lot of finesse jigs out there, but tell me some of the reasons you wanted to develop a jig with the label of a finesse jig.
Well, the reason we use finesse mainly is because the way it comes through cover. It's really a pretty strong jig with a heavy mustad hook in it, but we call it finesse because of how well it comes through brush and cover.
Yeah, and also the profile of it, I would think.
Right, yeah, it's got a half skirt on it, which I think makes it look realistic as a craw when you put it like a zoom critter craw on it. Yeah,
exactly. You know, because the craw doesn't have but what, 4 or 5 legs. He doesn't have a real bushy.
Right. It's more streamlined, and usually when a bass approaches a crawfish, 90-some% of the time it's moving backwards. So you want the head of it to look like the tail really when you're pulling it across the bottom.
And let's talk about your head design. This is one of the things that I really like about our finesse jig was, you know, I've used the ball style for a while, and I always had problems when I like to throw this a lot around laydowns, especially in the early spring, you know, as the fish first start to move up. And one of the things I think our jig does exceptionally well is come through cover, and that was one of the things you wanted too with the head design, correct?
That's exactly right. And the flat eye helps it come over branches really well, and it stays flat with a trailer on it when it comes through that cover. And you can fish it slow through cover, and it comes through really well.
And that's kind of why we have the 3 sizes of the 5/16, 7/16, and 9/16, because you and I both know in the area lakes that we fish a lot of, the 5/16 is really more of a wintertime, early spring. You want that real slow fall, and we can do that a couple of ways, bigger line, but we also like that small size and that 5/16 a lot. So you and I both use that 5/16 a lot more in the wintertime than we do as the water warms up, correct?
Right.
And
the 5/16 will also help you come through cover. The lighter you go, it will come through cover better. The 5/16 will come through cover better than the 9/16, but all 3 sizes come through cover really well.
And I really like the idea that you put a good hook in here that we can use when we still flip docks. You know, I can still put 20-pound line on here and not think I'm going to straighten this hook out on a quality fish. So that's one of the things I think differentiates our jig versus some of the others. And a couple other features you wanted?
Yeah, we put a double keeper on it. Helps hold the trailer on really well. Like you won't replace the trailer as much, and it makes you more efficient on the water.
So these are some of the great features that Bobby's came up with to put in our Ultimate Finesse jig. So if you guys would, go to fivefishlures.com to check out where your local retailer are, or if you need to, you can order online at fivefishlures.com.